Hi guys, so it's summer. England are playing in the Euros, and what is more British than strawberries and cream? So we're going to make a strawberries and cream cheesecake today. There's a few more ingredients, it's going to be a bit of a longer one. But what we've got here is 150 grams of butter that I've just melted in the microwave for 30 seconds, 300 grams of digestive biscuits, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 300 millilitres of double cream, 175 grams of icing sugar, 650 grams of cream cheese, it's sometimes called soft cheese in the supermarket, and then I've got 200 grams of strawberries which I've just diced up into little cubes. I've got a pre-buttered cake tin as well. This is what we're going to actually put the cheesecake in. And I've got one of these ones that releases, so it kind of opens up a bit. It just makes getting the cheesecake out. You don't have to, but it will just be a bit fiddlier. And then I've got another big bowl for mixing. I've got my hand whisk, which you can do a normal whisk, it'll just take a little bit longer. And then I've got a food processor. You don't need the food processor. What that's going to be is for just literally step one, we're going to basically use it to crush up the biscuits. If you don't have a food processor, you could put all the digestive biscuits in a bag and just beat them with a rolling pin or just on the side. It's just to get it crushed up. But our first step is we're going to put all of our digestive biscuits into our food processor. It just makes life a bit easier. So that is now looking like sand. Just make sure it doesn't come out. So we've just got digestive crumbs, and straight into there we're going to just put in all of our melted butter. Put that in the sink. And then we're going to whiz that up again. And that is the base done for this cheesecake. So what we're going to do with the cheesecake, with this biscuits now, it looks like kind of greasy crumbs. It doesn't look very nice, but it does taste really nice because butter and biscuits. With this mixture, we're going to just pour it straight into our tin, which like I said, I've already buttered. And we're just going to pack it down. So I'm just going to use this spatula and I'm just going to pack it right down as hard as I can into all the corners. Really condense it. Just helps when it comes out of the tin. Helps it all stay together. So what we have now is we've got a biscuit base in our cake tin. I'm going to put this in the fridge to let the butter kind of harden while we make the rest of our topping. Okay, so the biscuit base is in the fridge, which is just setting up. And now what we're going to do is make the actual filling for the cheesecake, so the actual cheesecake part. So what I've got here is 300 millilitres of double cream, and in that I'm just going to add the vanilla extract. And I'm going to whisk it to soft peaks. So what I don't want to do is over whisk it. So some people do prefer to do this by hand because you can just keep an eye on it. But what I'll do is I'll whisk it till it's kind of just a bit stiffer and it's just a nice soft thick double cream. Okay, so now we've got some whipped cream. It's not really thick because you don't want to take it too far because then it turns into butter. But what it is just nice soft peaks, and that's because it's going to be easier to mix into the next mixture. So in another big bowl, what we're going to do is we're going to add our 650 grams of soft cheese or cream cheese. And then we're also going to add our 175 grams of icing sugar. Now, take care with this bit because icing sugar can go everywhere and it can be a bit messy. I'm going to then use the whisk. Doesn't matter that it's had a little bit of cream on it because it's all going to get mixed together in a minute anyway. And really slowly, I'm just going to mix it in a little bit without turning the machine on, just so the icing sugar doesn't go everywhere. And then I'm just going to do it in little bits This is just to stop the icing sugar flying everywhere, which it probably already is. So with this step, you don't need to whip it too much. It's just about getting the sugar in there. But now what we're going to do is we're going to add our cream into there with our strawberries and fold it all together, and that is going to be the filling. So I've got just a rubber spatula here. I'm just going to put the cream in, so the cream has got the vanilla in it. And then I'm going to add all our 200 grams of diced strawberries. And I'm just going to fold that in, just going to mix it together. And that is our cheesecake mixture. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get the biscuit base out of the fridge, and we're going to pour that on top, and then we're going to let it set. So the base hasn't been in the fridge that long, but it will have chilled a little bit. What we're going to do now is pour all of our mixture on top of this. Now I actually think I've used the wrong size cake tin, so it might be overflowing a little bit, but it doesn't matter. I'll just stack it higher and we'll have a tall one. And I'm just going to push it down into all the gaps. And I'm just going to smooth over the top. And so what's now going to happen is this is going to go in the fridge for probably at least 4 hours, preferably overnight, just so it's really cold and really set. And then what we've got to do is just make a sauce for the top. So while the cheesecake is in the fridge setting up for at least 4 hours, what we've got here is we've got 50 grams of caster sugar and 100 grams of strawberries, which I've just quartered just to make them a bit smaller, in just a small saucepan, and we're going to put that on a really low heat for about 8 to 10 minutes, or until they start to get really like kind of jammy and really soft and in the sauce. What we're then going to do is we're going to put that through a sieve and pour the juice back into the pan. It's a bit fiddly, but it's worth it. We're going to pour that through a sieve into a bowl and then put it back in the pan with some corn flour, which I've got a teaspoon of here, and that's just going to make a thick kind of syrupy strawberry sauce for the top of the cheesecake. And then what I've got is I've just got some strawberries which I've halved, which are just for decoration. I've left the greens on some of them. That just looks good. Don't eat the greens. They don't really taste very nice. They won't hurt you, but they're just not nice. But that's just for decoration. So what I'll do now is I'll just put this on a low heat for like 8 to 10 minutes. So these have been on the heat for about 8 to 10 minutes, probably about close to 10 minutes, and it's really hard to look and I can't show you too hard because obviously they're really hot, but they've just turned into like a really thin runny jam. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pour that through a sieve and get the liquid in a bowl, and then I'm going to put the liquid back in there and discard the stuff that's in the sieve. So we've just got the thin syrupy kind of strawberry juice. So now what we've got is just literally just strawberry sauce. So you could stop there, but what we want to do is we're going to add our corn flour to it, and we're going to cook that again just for a few minutes, and just till it goes really thick and kind of syrupy. So we've now got this really thick strawberry sauce, which we're going to pour on the cheesecake right at the end. What we're going to do now is just let that cool at room temperature until we get the cheesecake out in a few hours. But that needs to be completely cool because you don't want it kind of heating up the cheesecake. So that's it for now. So we've just got to wait for that to cool down, for it to set, and then we can just assemble it and eat it. So the cheesecake has had about 3.5 hours in the fridge. It's very cold now. So what I'm going to do is pop this open and try and get it out onto a plate. This is the moment of truth to see whether I've done it right, because it could just go and fall out. If you're ever struggling to get it out, sometimes a bowl on its upside down will help. So what I'll do is I'll just pop open the side, and then if I put this on the bowl, I should just be able to push down, and I've got a cheesecake. And then I'm going to leave it on the plate, on the bottom base. I'm just going to place that there, and we've got a cheesecake. So now we've got our sauce, our strawberries to decorate with. So this sauce is thickened up loads. It's thickened up a lot, so I'm just going to use my little rubber spatula to slowly just scoop it on. And what it'll do is it'll spread out as it goes on. Okay. And then I'm just going to pile up our strawberries. So I'm going to start with the ones that have got the greens cut off. Like I say, this is all decoration, you don't need to do this. You could just do the cheesecake and not do the sauce or the strawberries. That is how you make a strawberries and cream cheesecake. I'm actually pretty impressed with that, I think it looks pretty good. So now the only thing to do is to slice it up and try it. So, got a slice of my cheesecake, there's no time to try. It's so good. So that is how to make a strawberries and cream cheesecake. It is honestly like so nice. Really, really good cheesecake. Hope you're having an amazing summer. It's nice that we've actually got a bit of nice weather. I hope England win the Euros. If you make this, please send us pictures of it, or if you make any of the recipes that we've done, please send it to seb.walker@threecirclesfostering.com or charlotte.andrew@threecirclesfostering.com. Yeah, stay safe, have fun, and see you soon.